Hello! Today is April 20th, and we are, I was bored. This is the plan. So right now I want to make the Mars set for Mars. And we're going to be working on that because it's going to be a lot of work. No, it's not till May 8th and 12th, and it's right now April 20th, but again, very bored. So I found some red dirt that you can order online, but my sister first had the idea that we could mix dirt in with red food coloring. If this works, we won't have to pay $7.79. Alright. The ground's kind of frozen. I probably should have seen this coming. Got the dirt. Got the sister. Let's go.
What are you going to use?
Red.
Food coloring.
We don't have any food coloring, but there might be paint, but then it would look like red paint.
There's a worm in there.
There is?
Yeah.
I thought I checked. Oh, so little. You're gonna
So
be red.
But we just digged up dirt. We don't need more.
We do.
It's not a good stirring stick.
Really? Why not?
It's all branchy.
Yeah, but we can break this off.
Okay.
It's like a magic wand thing.
All right.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Here, get close up actually. Or like go above, I don't know. This is very watery, which is probably good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I thought. Because it's just gonna make the dirt wet.
No, it is working. There's just not enough. Yeah, this is not working.
And there's no more red paint anyway.
So now we have to clean up this bowl.
This
So
video's
you
gonna
know
come
why
out
we're doing
after they've
this.
seen it. It's gonna be called Mars. Building a planet.
Spegnag.
Mars, building a planet. Look at the top of your screen. If it says that, that means even weeks from now. I think that's a great title. I was watching my sister watch Gilmore Girls when all of a sudden I was struck by a bolt of inspiration. So I asked my dad where I might find a shredder, and he said if we have one, it's up here, back here, or at least that's how I interpreted it. He didn't say that, did he? There's no trash here. But there is a funny little cauldron. Can we do that whole conversation again?
Yeah.
I'm making a documentary. Mama, where's the shredder?
What do you want to do with the shredder?
I want to use it to shred something.
What are you going to shred?
Paper.
And then where will the paper go?
The other end of the shredder.
What are you going to do with the shredded paper?
After it's shredded,
Uh-huh.
put it in water.
Put it in water. Oh my gosh, are you making paper mache rocks?
I should do that!
You should totally do that!
I wasn't doing that, but I should.
Yeah.
Where's the shredder?
I think we might have gotten rid of the shredder.
Okay.
With the chicken wire form, if you put paper mache all over it.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
And that, folks, is why you should get chickens. If you ever need to make Mars, and you have chicken wire. Where is it? Making documentaries takes a lot of effort. Hi, Seamus. You have to make sure you don't miss anything. You have to make sure the camera's charged. Well, that I never do that anyway. Yes, Lisa Little. I need a paper mache rock for set design. Those spooky lights. Basically, what it was saying was make a garbage bag, then cover it with paper mache, then paint it. How are we gonna fill up the trash bag? What was your idea?
I think leaves.
So this is our giant leaf pile. Shovel, brother, trash bag, leaves.
Oh, okay. Hold up.
We need to get 2 more bags of this.
He emerges from the house.
Well, this is gonna be 2 rocks. 3 of these are gonna be 1 rock, and then 1 will be a separate rock. Red dirt, which is my next plan. We're gonna do this bit later once we have the other materials. I'm going to be cutting up some paper because it seems we do not have a shredder. And you'll recall that was a long time ago. We're very disorganized. Welcome to the documentary. Very professionally measure out how much we need. It doesn't actually matter how much. I don't know why I'm doing this.
Step by step how I do my makeup every day. Well, not every day. Some days I don't have time because I'm too busy being a weirdo.
Filmed 2 weirdo videos today. We have 1 more hour, but the camera's about to die. So when you're sitting in this little box with the light shining down on you and the door's closed and you're wearing a long sleeve shirt and it's in your basement, it gets really hot in there. If you want to know how to make a greenhouse, here it is. It's not good. So it's been a week, and these did not dry for a while. I wasn't gonna let them. I shredded some of them on Monday. These actually work pretty well as rocks, so we'll probably make more of both of them. The garbage bags with the leaves are still just sitting there. So I finally decided to stop procrastinating and actually make the paper mache rocks. Because we're gonna film the Mars videos tomorrow and they need time to dry. And you might be thinking, what if they don't dry in time? Why didn't you make them before? Did I not mention the procrastination? Forced my sister to help me put leaves in the bag because one of the bags broke. Shouldn't have left these outside because look.
Oh yeah, that was a mess.
I put the smaller one in this bag and the 3 in this one because the bags were so disgusting, and if you just poke them like that, they just broke. Flour and water. This looks absolutely disgusting. Just went in the car for the first time in 2 months. Got these newspapers. This is the 3rd and final mixture. So this happened. This one I think is much better. This one I finished first. It took me forever. I went through 2 of these, and I started using about halfway through this one dyed stuff, which there's really no point, but maybe it'll reduce the amount of painting I have to do. I don't know. This one is a really weird shape, but it's still gonna happen. This one I think is really good. It was a lot easier to cover because it's smaller and less lumpy. Also, a bunch of people came over. We have a big driveway. It wasn't like they were all just standing together. These unpainted rocks are now the star of people's lives, so yeah. If you look, you can still read some stuff. So Reykjavik, as Spegnag will tell you, is the capital of a small island in the Atlantic called the UK. These are the actual remains to Spegnag's rocket, and I put them around it when we were filming that shot to make it seem like she had just made it and made a big mess or whatever. I don't really know what I was going for, but I was going for it. And now I've been too lazy to clean them up, so there are just bits of cardboard all over the ground, and I'm gonna use them in Mars Part 2. So we're gonna film the 2 Mars videos tomorrow. We have these tablecloths. My mom ordered them. They're like reddish brown. Our neighbor dropped off paints, which was super nice because we don't have any red paint. And there's no more red paint anyway. You'll notice that they don't put an accent mark. One of my viewers, if she's watching this, will be very annoyed by the fact that they don't put an accent mark. We're gonna use the green screen on one side. Maybe move that around, maybe move the other stuff around. The rocks, we're gonna paint them red, brown. The dirt, which this is, I was originally gonna make it all like this, but this takes forever. So some of it's just gonna be more coarse. And I'm thinking we'll do it in the yard so that way we'll have some sunlight. So the 2 downsides to doing it in the yard are that one, there's gonna be wind, which is gonna blow over the green screen. That might seem crazy, but it's happened in so many videos. More notably, in Spessins, when she's just walking forward, green screen blown over. The worst of all, a 3rd side enters over the summer We had the green screen outside. We had to all pretend to run on it. But we had to do it like a bunch of times because we needed different angles. We needed different speeds of running. We messed up. We recorded the entire video without sound. God. So I finished painting the rocks, and they don't call me the Picasso of Spegnags for nothing. Okay, these don't look that great, but they look good enough for Spegnag, so that's really our standard. I wrote a script for part 2 because it's the most complicated, and we did a script read. I kept forgetting to italicize things, and I accidentally said, I told you it was round. That's fine. I'm gonna film part 1 because I can do that by myself, and then we'll do another script read and I'll film it, and then we'll film part 2, and it's gonna be terrible to film. It's gonna be great, but it's gonna be so much work filming and editing. I'll film that too. So the other day and today a little, I've been making Marsy backgrounds, and it's made up of this smoky smoke and this and this, which I just added today. And the sky is pretty blue on Mars. I looked it up, so I'm obviously an expert. I'm notorious for bad green screens, so I decided I wanted to try to use the umbrella, but that didn't work out, obviously, because it was a giant umbrella, and so we just did the green screen. Quick test. Green screen, I'm Spegnag. Got some weird music on Mars. This key didn't take me very long, and it actually looks pretty good, so optimistic. Of course, by the time we're using the green screen, I'm sure the sun will have moved and everything will be ruined, but we'll see, won't we? If there's one thing I've learned through all of this, it's that tape does not work on cardboard. And that you have to rotate things 270 degrees just to get them through doors. And that you should just not with this. It's a lot of work. The whole reason I actually have the part where the lever falls off is because the lever always falls off. Every single time. I decided my dirt was too red, so I added some real dirt. So this is the final set for Mars. It's looking a little strange, especially with there being occasional specks of dirt. For Mars Part 1, which I'm about to film, I really don't need to show anything except me and the green screen, which I'll just green screen into the sky. Oh, hi. Yes, this is definitely a sky. No, I'm just gonna say I'm there and be like, yep. For a second I thought that was a dinosaur egg, but it's just a rock. A very wet, painty rock at that, Spegnag, thanks. So I made the green screen taller, and I'm absolutely terrified that it's gonna get blown over. Before I left, I actually took something of Gabriel's. He made a school project about Mars. Mars is red. Red planet.
Is
The red rocks.
It's
the red.
Don't you want to be Dave?
Papa is Dave.
I know.
This is script read number 2
You can
for
do
Mars,
those
part 2.
No.
Random it has been?
Random.
No, random.
Other
Other random. Okay,
Mama's
I see.
Your
I
or
mean, random.
and Mama's re. Okay, ready?
Huh?
Action. Spegnag!
Spegnag!
Spegnag, what are you doing here?
I fell out of my spaceship.
No, I mean, what are you doing on Mars?
Or Mars. It slices right through space and anything else in a way.
Like a spaceship. Trouble. Run! Get them! Do you want to explain to the camera why Spet and Terrible talks like that?
Yes. Is it on?
Yeah, it's going.
Oh! Spet and Terrible is the leader of the government in Chesapeake because whichever Atisa pen can scream the loudest is in charge, and he screams the loudest. But because he screams the loudest, his vocal cords burned out and now he can only whisper. But he really thinks he's cool.
I have string.
Ready?
Yes.
Let's go!
To the spaceship.
It's like 2 miles that way.
Awesome. Surfer dude.
I don't feel so good.
That's actually what the script says. So.
Look at Earth, Dave. See? I told you it was round.
Whatever. Anyway, first mission to the moon in 30 years. Going perfect.
I wonder when I get there. And sin.
Mars Part 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, welcome. Is it on? Yeah.
I didn't look at the camera. I will, but you don't. Spill now!
Spegnag!
Sorry, I just completely forgot that I was supposed to say something there, and I just got kind of relaxed, you know? Ah! That is so bad. Ah! Ah! Okay, do it again. No, we were all good. Oh no.
What? What? Gaby, what happened?
I forgot the shirt. Ah! Sorry, I really wanted to see their reaction. Ah! Spegnag!
Spegnag.
What are you doing here? That's why I told you to move, because now I'm staying on your way. So, instead of moving the entire green screen to there, we're just gonna move all the props. Well, I am. She's just gonna...
I'm just gonna film. So that didn't really seem like a dust storm.
No, it definitely... Action! And... action. Pretend you're with a big hug. Every single time. No, Papa. Okay.
Guess what that is?
I don't need to guess. I have to rip this apart. Three, two, one, go. I haven't worked that hard in all virtual learning and normal school. I just filmed this for 5 hours, plus all the other stuff I did before filming it, plus the editing that I'm about to do is gonna take days. Hello there. Although I filmed the Mars 1 and Mars 2 on a Saturday, and I could have, you know, edited them all Sunday. I didn't. The hard drive I was using, the 6 terabyte hard drive I was using for Spegnag Maglorious, finally filled up after about 2.5 years. I couldn't even import because the memory card is so full, so we had just had to wait for the new hard drive to arrive, which it did. But now, tomorrow, I want to post Mars Part 1, and I haven't even imported it yet, so... In my boredom, I saw a video, I'm guessing it was a plugin, but it inspired me to try to make, like, heat wave looking things. So, yeah, that's what I did. Mars Part 1, which is, to my calculations, my 206th video. And by the way, Mars building a planet, still haven't imported the stuff from last time, but it is already 2 hours long. So, that's this. So Mars Part 1 is going to take less editing, which is why I'm not really worried about having to finish it for tomorrow. Now we're going to do a fun thing that I like to call screen recording, because I want to show some of me editing. Those are plugged in. Ready? So I just spent about half an hour recording the very beginning of me editing, you know, me importing and stuff. It just stopped screen recording, which is not helpful at all. The last time I tried to screen record for how to edit, everything just broke, so big surprise there. Edited this much, which isn't very much. This is a compound clip of Mars that I added some shakiness to make it look like he was holding it. Once I imported the rest of the stuff to Mars Building Planet, what you're watching right now, was 5 hours long. 5 hours. And there's this, and editing takes me like a long time, especially when there's many effects as this. So this is going to be like 10 hours that I have to sort through just to make this video. So I also decided I'm gonna do the green screen stuff afterwards. You can hear at times cars go by, which is kind of a problem, but that's okay. I specifically did my project on Mars because then I would learn a bunch about Mars. So in general, Mars is a very cold planet, but I knew that, so I actually shot for the equator. April 8th is pretty close. Good month, Spegnag, I've been practicing. But on Mars, there is a bee. There are no bees on Mars. There's a bee. There are no bees on Mars. So for this video, I just wanted to have to do the green screen as blue, like the sky. But I'm realizing I've pointed it too much down. I think I'm gonna have to do an actual background, so it's probably not gonna look very good. Let's just put this over here. Now it's time to green screen. I don't know if you've noticed, but my green screens normally don't work out very well. Generally, it's because the lighting is uneven or just bad. I don't know. Green screen number 1. Do a mask. We're gonna do a draw mask. Keep getting notifications. So now, everything that's not supposed to be there is no longer there. And actually, this bit is gonna go above because it's smoky smoke. Right now, this is what it looks like. And it's not that bad. It's giving me kind of the dump in The Office vibes, where I know it's green screened because it looks like a little different area of it, but it still kind of looks like it's part of that. Let's do this. I want to get this bit to match this little more. Okay, I think this is pretty good for the moment. Also, I just noticed this problem. So, this is what we have. I think it looks pretty good. Obviously, it doesn't look perfect. It's not gonna look perfect, but I think it looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna do this little sequence, because right now it's just, I just look like I'm actually insane. A lot of these might not need very much of the background, but they also might. And that's my speech. Thank you for coming. I broke it! So I'm gonna add these mountains, and then I'm gonna wait for it to render and come back, and we'll see how it looks. Okay, so it's finished rendering everything. It should all be good. So this is the only complete shot. So there's this smoke that basically changes the entirety of the shot. I'm gonna add that over all of it, but that's gonna make it glitchy. So I'm not gonna do that until the end. Make this bit. So I have a few ideas for it, and I'm just gonna go for it. This is Footage Crate. I use it to get my stuff. I generally edit whatever I use very heavily, but they have some awesome stuff. I also use their music. Not always, but a lot of the time. I want some ink blots. If you hear music, it's because my siblings are watching Rocky and Bullwinkle. Perfect. The sky is making Spegnag into a liar. The sky is red. Spegnag, you liar. Because you weren't already a liar. This doesn't have to look good, it just has to look strange. When he screams, the sky is just gonna go back to blue. After 14 agonizing minutes, it is finally done. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, but I want to get a bunch of Spewnus just spiraling around in the background like... It's dark now. I always edit in the dark, never in the light. You can see this inky sky. I made this, which goes on for a while, and then when you zoom all the way in, there's her face. I also reconnected this old drive, 2017 to 2020 Spegnag Maglorious, and got some clips, such as this one, where we're just saying that she has red hair. We filmed these during the Hotel Blasio video, when we first got the idea for this video, and she's talking to the robot.
I have red hair, but Spegnag doesn't. He has...
Okay, I want to move me down because I'm kind of blocking the spiral. I'm kind of ruining it. Now she's in the mountains. She is the mountains.
I have red hair, but Spegnag doesn't.
The next one I'm going to edit probably over the weekend because it's for Tuesday and it's going to take forever. Yay. It's going to take forever. You thought this one took forever? Well, it would have not taken this long, except I was filming it and screen recording it. It's your fault. It's my fault. The next one's gonna take... It's been maybe an hour since I last recorded, and I have been editing a lot. It's been super glitchy. It's been great. It starts just normal, of course, and then the sky gets taken away. Spewnu starts spiraling around. I have this glitchy sequence. Mars is gone and there's just pictures of Spewnu everywhere. Hello. I know I kept talking about this yesterday, but I've imported the footage from yesterday, and it's 8 hours long. I still have the entire second video to edit. Technically, I haven't finished this one. So for the music here, I want to use the music that I used when he first got into space. Here it is. And I think it still fits, even though I already used it for the spaceship one. I think it's kind of the same idea here. Now we're going to be editing Mars Part 2. This is going to take so much longer and be so much glitchier. And I'm going to try to make it so much more entertaining. Film this for 5 hours. Plus, what are you doing on Mars? What are you doing on Mars? And no, I'm not just being lazy. Where the duck truly does. Thanks for aerodynamic! I want to have a chance to enjoy, relax. If you're wondering how we did that and you haven't figured it out, we poked a hole in the back of the spaceship. Run! Run! Why did I do it twice? Why don't I remember my lines? So what I'm gonna do for this is I'm gonna use a shape mask. So I copied it. So this one is just gonna be the camera. And so I'm gonna just do this. And so now this is this video. And this is this video. The reason I'm doing this is so that I can then slow this one down so it looks like it's affected by the less gravity. And then obviously it's very glitchy. So there are two ways to fix this. One of them is to shoot it in a higher frame rate, which I did not do. That's the better way. And the other way is to use optical flow, which works pretty well. So that's okay. This is something that Final Cut has. I don't know if other things have it. Aluminum siding. We are not aluminum siding people. I've been wondering where this was.
I could build cars, houses, buildings.
People. My sister was mouthing.
Oh.
Oh yeah, my camera was on the brink of dying this entire time, even though I charged it before.
To the station. Oh, I don't feel so good.
I hit my mom every time we were walking out. She couldn't object, otherwise I would have dissolved her too. And he runs like this! So I just edited through and cut down to all the bits I can use. And now I've done a few minutes of it, actually edited, no green screen or anything. And then the computer broke. So I wanted to see what this dust storm looks like.
Versions of Mars, generally in the spring.
But my head. So the story behind that, my head got cut off. And so I have to re-round it. And it's gonna look really strange in the finished product. And I'm sorry. So I've been editing since I think 1:30 today, and it's 7:30. Also the computer has broken a few times, and I think that the cause of that is screen recording. So I'm gonna try not to screen record. So we have the bit with the silhouettes, just 3 people right now, but there will be many more. If you're closest, you have to kind of run through the smoke, which is kind of a nuisance, but that's okay, I can deal with that. I also added some electricity on the smoke. I'm very proud of that. I think it looks nice. And of course it's orangey red because Mars and a cheese pig. Okay, so I was editing for like 8 hours yesterday. We also have these pictures of the spaceships. So I'm using Spegnag for this. So I've matched it up and it looks pretty good. It obviously needs some sound. It feels like it's lacking in the sound department. I just edited this shot. It looks very weird, obviously, but that's because I had to mask around the box because I wanted to have a different background. But that means there's now no shadow. So now I have to make the shadow. And in case you're wondering, no, I could not mask around the shadow because then it looked weird. And obviously this doesn't look weird. I finished this bit and I'm very proud of it. Because I added the shadow and I think it looks pretty good. And the transition between this and this looks good. Unless you do it slowly and realize that the writing disappeared. So obviously, I still need to create that space scene. I want to post it tomorrow. It's May 11th, it's Monday. And I thought I was going to finish it over the weekend, but I didn't. Even though I was working for a total of 19 hours. So I was going to finish it today, except I can't. Because although the computer has over 400 gigabytes free of space, it tells me every time I try to download effects that I can't download them, that there's no space. Basically anything I touch, technology-wise, is gonna have space issues. But I cleared 400 gigabytes of space, so right now it's not my fault, surprisingly. So, I've been editing for a total of about 24 hours, and I'm finally done with Mars Part 2. I'm about to post it. I wanted to post it at like 2, but it's 6:46 and that's gonna have to do. I've made the space scene, I've added the music, I've added sound effects, and I'm happy with how it turned out. I think some of the music isn't edited as well as I would like it to be, but I spent a lot of time on that, so it's hard to make it better in some cases. You kind of need your own orchestra if you want to fix it. This was a documentary because I knew this would take forever, and it really did. It took more forever than I thought. Wow, so insightful. I ended up with over 10 hours of footage for this video, and thank you for watching this video because I've just almost finished editing the whole thing. And it's 35 minutes long. I'll probably make that shorter. So now that this series is over, I'm gonna feel like I have nothing to do with my life. I already have a tutorial planned because I wanted to get back to normalcy a little. We're gonna write some more Greg's Funhouse scripts. The rest of season 1, 9 episodes, is gonna come out this summer. This is the end. For now. That's such a good